All right, so today is November 30th, 20th, November 20th, 2024. I took one trade today. I only had one contract, about 5 minutes. I wanted it to go a little further, not gonna lie. I went short at 35, exit at 23, which is about a 35, a 12 point move, which had 10 more points added to it, but it is what it is. My emotions, my emotions warrant me to exit the trade, and that's really what happened. So as you can see, the market came up here. It was given a bit of a trouble getting above this 5955 level. I did mark this pre-market, and I said, "Wow, it looks like NQ is breaking out of that level before ES. When ES finally broke out, NQ continued pushing down, and then we had a breather going into the opening bell. So as you can see here, when NQ ES broke out, and NQ came back below the previous day low. Both of them are now the previous day high. Both of them are below those highs there. Um, ES pulled up, NQ pulled up, and while ES was rejecting the cloud, I entered. NQ was already rejecting the cloud here, and so I saw that the rejection was happening, that we were holding. I wanted to enter at this candle, but something told me it wasn't ready to go yet, so I just waited. And then when I saw price lifting, that's when I entered. This is really exactly what happened. I have no clue as for like to tell you what exactly caught my attention besides the fact that we were still stuck in the cloud and didn't lift out of the cloud. We just started lifting away from the cloud here, which is basically these two are moving averages. We started moving out of these clouds here. Um, that's what I said. Okay, looks like it's go time. I had my stop loss area, which is obviously the rejection of the cloud. And then ES was rejecting settlement price. I mean, NQ was rejecting settlement price, and ES was also rejecting settlement price. And we're in a nice downtrend. Okay, there was a lot good variations going into it, and it looks like we're about to break. We're below this last selling point. So much there, so many dynamics saying that price has a great probability of dropping and continuing lower. And I had nothing below. I had nothing down here really. But my next level was around this 5915 area and lower. I wanted to get out at 5912. That was my exit goal. 5912. I exited at 5923. So 10 points prior to, and I really wanted to exit when NQ reached this area down here. Go to the charts when NQ reached this 2066 level, wherever, whatever that is, right? This 2066 level right here, 20 2066 level 25. That's where I wanted to exit because NQ was leading us down there, and as NQ was driving us down, right here is where I exit on ES, and right here is where I exit on ES. This wasn't here before. I had my level more so down here, but I was going to exit on NQs. So when price got right here, see, it got that white candle that pushed up. This is where I'm going to put my stop loss initially, right above this last one here. So I would have got stopped out at 24, and then price would have dumped down, and NQ would have reached that level, which would have got me down to like 16, around 18 and 16 area. So around here. All right. So I would have been really tight with it. So maybe around 17, I would have been out. If I didn't close out the chart itself down here, I would have been out at 17. So 17. Let's do a quick math to see 23, 23.75 minus 17. So about 675, which is a pretty good chunk. Times 5, which is that. Times 10, which is that. Times 10, which is this. Right? So imagine that being this would have been plus 6,000 right? So this would have said 93, right? So this would have been like a 100-point move right down there. Like I said, I was really trying to get down to that 12, and we did reach that 12 eventually. We got to it. 19 minutes after my exit, we got to it, and so about 17. When do we reach down here? Right here, right? Right here. So about 19 minutes, I said. So about 17 minutes after NQ reached down there. So this would have been a nice exit right here. No, even yeah, right here would have been a nice exit. So living about 8 points, right there would have been a nice exit. And I thought about entering into the trade again right here, not gonna lie, because we're still holding the clouds. All right, we're holding them, and if we're breaking out, I'm interested in going short. And I would have added another one right around here, and add another one right around here. All right, this one didn't really touch the cloud, and then maybe be out about here somewhere. All right, so we take this down to here. So about another 34. Wow, 34 points, right? And that would have been my I guess my exit. All right, so if I was just following the clouds here, would have been fine. All right, but once price pushed so far away from the cloud, I thought we are gonna just bounce all the way back up and maybe even further back to here. And I didn't want to have price come back to break even. That's where my stop loss was. And and like I said, this wasn't here before. I added it later. This came from going back to the beginning of everything to see why did we pause, which was this right here. So because I initially had just the bottom part, as you can see the lower part of my area, and I said, okay, well, where did price bounce off of earlier, which is this. So when price moved up, it actually bounced right here at noon and then moved up, and this is 12:20. And if we go to NQ, we should see something similar around that same area where I put price bounce right here. So 12:20, that's where price bounced up, right? So NQs once came a little bit higher, so which is why I marked this one. This was the last buying, and it marked this was a price bounce out of this buying. It bounced out of it and kept moving higher, right? Probably could have looked for the same thing here, but we kind of went further below it and destroyed that area. So this is where price bounced out of that area. And on ES, that's where I should have marked, and that would have been my initial goal to exit. Um, if I had that in the first place, I would have had that as my exit point because I would have just exit right when we reached there at 19 instead of the 22 because that would have been the area where price bounced on both of them. So that's pretty much it for me today. Price did create some other levels that I liked. I like this consolidation here, and we broke out of it nicely. I thought about looking for a short up here, looking for a green buying into the red selling, right? Which is where we got here. So we had the green buying to the red selling, and we got that, and we used a double top and rolled over and down, and then could have looked for buying again right here. So this nice double bottom worked out nicely. Price dropped here, came back down, created a box, and pushed up. That's something to look for next time. And then and also the rejection of the areas up here, buying into it in order for it to sell off. Boom, right? So that's pretty much it for me for today. Um, be back later in the be back later tomorrow, I guess, or probably later to just set up my charts or to just review more of this. All right, I am out.